I am reading this book, but first let me show you outside weather, okay? Here, let me show you your weather. Outside weather. It's snowing. It is too cold. Let's read this. Just Like Grandma by Kim Rogers, illustrated by Julie Flatt. On the steps of a house at the end of the street, Becca watches Grandma bead and weed. Buckskin moccasins. More than anything, Becca wants to be just like Grandma. Let me try, Becca says. Grandma hands her thick thread and thin needle. Together they bead until the sun dips below the tree line and Grandpa calls them in for corn soup. Out the window of a house at the end of the street, Becca watches Grandma dance barefoot near the garden, spinning round and round and round like the most beautiful butterfly Becca has ever seen. More than anything, Becca wants to be just like Grandma. She filters out the back door and stands near the garden barefoot, too. Let me try, she says. Grandma shows Becca some dance moves in the cool grass. Together they flutter like the most beautiful butterflies Grandpa has ever seen, until the sun dips below the tree line and he calls them in for fried chicken. Inside Grandma's studio, Becca watches Grandma paint and paint a colorful sunrise. More than anything, Becca wants to be just like Grandma. Becca sits down next to Grandma and her pretty palette. Let me try, she says. Grandma shows her brush strokes on the textured canvas. Together they paint the most spectacular sunrise anyone has ever painted, until the sun dips below the tree line and Grandpa calls them in for pancakes for dinner. At the weekend powwow, Becca watches Grandma dance fancy shawl with many another dancers who are half her age. She wins the grand prize. More than anything, Becca wants to be just like Grandma. What it's time for an interrable, Becca says. Let me try. Together she and Grandma dance until the sun dips below the powwow arbor and Grandpa calls them over for beans and fry bread. Inside a house at the end of the street, Grandma looks out the window and watches Becca all alone with her ball. Let me try, she says, and Becca shows her the place she's been practicing for basketball tryouts. More than anything, Grandma wants to be just like Becca. Together they shoot hoops until the sun dips below the tree line and Grandpa calls them in for turkey and white bread. At the school gym, Grandpa and Grandma wait in the hallway during Becca's tryouts so they don't make her nervous. Becca dribbles, she shoots, she scores, she makes the team. Together they high five until the sun dips behind the gym and Grandpa takes them out for pepperoni pizza. They all laugh and eat and celebrate Becca's win. On the steps of a house, the end of the street, Becca knows that she is just like Grandma, beading, dancing, painting, winning. Playing, eating, celebrating, spending time with her and Grandpa too together. And Grandma knows that she is just like Becca. The end. On the steps of the house at the end of the street, Becca watches Grandma bead and bead.